शो ठीक है वो हाँ हाँ
जनरेटर पे कर दे भाई.
ये देख के लाइट अंदर की क्या होती है मैं तुम्हारा
Shri Akbar sir and all the delegates who are present over here in this conference hall for attending the 5th National Conference of Traffic Technology. I welcome you all in this inaugural session. Sir, the objective of this conference is to find out about innovations, new ideas and new technologies being pursued by different states and to share them for betterment of the prevailing traffic system in the country. The 2-day conference has further been divided into 6 sessions, and each session has a different theme. This conference will focus on traffic technologies, road safety, traffic management, traffic education, and enforcement of traffic rules. Almost all the stakeholders in the traffic domain are here to share the challenges faced, remedies, and their experience in the respective fields. The delegates in the conference are from different departments. I would like to share the name of the departments. Police, National Highway Authority of India, NGOs, transportation engineers are here, road safety consultants, representatives of automobile industry, insurance sector, PWD and other road construction agencies, bus and car operators, smart city, industries involved in traffic technologies, transport department, academicians, research scholars and students. May I now request the think tank behind organizing this national level conference under whose leadership CAPT Bhopal has won the Union Home Minister's Trophy for Best Police Training Institute in the country for the year 2019-20. Shri Pawan Srivastava, IPS Director, CAPT Bhopal, to address this August gathering. Sir.
Thank you, Dharmen. Good morning, everyone. Where is the screen? Shefali? So, I guess your attention was there on the screen, and the screen said that the chief guest of the program is the Honorable Minister for MOT, Shri Jairam, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, and the special guest is DG BPR&D Balaji Srivastava sir. So, I must tell you that they would be addressing us online from Delhi, because there was a delegation of Italy who is visiting the president right now. So that is the reason why they would be addressing us online. So the conference is on traffic technologies. This is the 5th edition. But what is very, very interesting is that we concluded the conference on emerging technologies day before yesterday. So Monday, Tuesday, we had organized a conference on emerging technologies, challenges and opportunities for law enforcement agencies. And what I realized was very, very interesting at the end of the conference, that I am speaking about the technologies that are forthcoming, who would be troubling us in 2023, 25, 2030, or maybe 2050. But we as law enforcement agencies are still struggling with the technology that was prevalent in 2000. That is very, very interesting. So see, just imagine the kind of gap that we have to fill in to struggle and come up to the expectations of the communities that we serve. So similarly, I wonder how much technology would be speaking about in these 2 days insofar as traffic is concerned. But what is very, very interesting is, based on whatever experience I have for the past 5 years during this my tenure here, we have found that, and you all know, that the pace of construction of road infrastructure in the country has been phenomenal for the past decade. So the network of roads in India is the second largest in the world now. But what is very, very important for us to understand is that the road infrastructure, the roads carry close to about 90% of passengers and transport close to about 65% of cargo. So instead of rail network, waterways and the air connectivity, despite everything, 90% of the passenger traffic is on these roads. What is very interesting is that the road accidents, as because there are so many roads, as because there is so much of traffic, as because there is about 90% of passenger traffic on the roads, the net result is also road accidents. There is a report which says that road traffic accident is the 8th leading cause of death in the world. So as I said that in India, the road network is the second largest in the country. Despite that, we have only 1% of the world's vehicles on Indian roads. And these 1% vehicles and us, the road users, contribute to about 11% of all road crash deaths in the world. We witness 53 road crashes every hour, killing 1 person every 4 minutes. So what do we do? Before what I propose, and we maybe discuss all through the coming 2 days, there are certain facts that I would like to bring to your notice. These are the facts which have been observed by the World Health Organization. The vulnerable road users, which are pedestrians, cyclists, riders of motorized 2- and 3-wheelers, and their passengers, which are collectively known as vulnerable road users, they contribute to more than 50% of the road accident deaths. और हम सब गाड़ियों में चलते हैं. None of us is a vulnerable road user, because we usually don't travel by a 2-wheeler or a 3-wheeler, or we usually do not walk on the roads. We do not cycle on the roads. But the majority deaths are of these vulnerable road users. Controlling speed reduces road traffic injuries. For every 1% increase in mean speed, there is a 4% increase in the risk of a fatal crash. A pedestrian hit by a car at 65 km per hour faces more than 4 times the risk of death than if the car was driven at 50 km per hour. So speed is something that we have to always keep in our minds. 3, drinking alcohol and driving increases the risk of a crash. इस पे elaborate करने का ज़रूरत नहीं है. Wearing a good quality helmet can reduce the risk of death from a road traffic crash by 42% and severe injury by 70%. भोपाल में तो हम लोग नहीं पहनते. And in Bhopal and Indore, I have tried my level best, and we have come close to about 90-95% of compliance within a week, but then it had to let go. Wearing a seat belt reduces the risk of death among front seat and rear seat passengers by 45 to 50% for the front seat occupants and 25 to 75% for the rear seat occupants. Mobile phones are a risky distraction. But most of the time, you'll see two-wheeler drivers driving like this. They are speaking to someone on the mobile. Even we, while driving cars, we would use the mobile phones. Rapid response saves lives. And this is an experiment that has been quite successful in Tamil Nadu, despite so much of criticism for other reasons. But they were certainly very, very successful in reduction of the road accidents, because they had created a system wherein within the golden hour, a victim of a road crash accident would arrive at a hospital, and there would be a doctor or a team of doctors to respond to them. What is extremely interesting again in this observation is that vehicles sold in 80% of all countries worldwide fail to meet basic safety standards. But when we speak about safety standards of a vehicle, that is for the safety of the passenger within the four-wheelers. But then again, we have to always think clearly that most of the deaths occurring on road is for vulnerable road users. And lastly, unsafe road design increases the risk for all road users. So now, I had been discussing this just before we came here with my batchmate Janardhan, and he spoke about the multiplicity of agencies involved in maintenance of roads. So, in one of the studies done by Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewal Mission, ILNFS EcoSmart Limited, they reviewed the road network and transport system and found out that in Delhi, the number of agencies responsible for the maintenance of road were 1, State Transport Authority, 2, PWD or MCD, 3, DTC, 4th, DDA, 5th, NHAI, and 6th, DMRC. And there are other agencies such as Jhuggi Jhopdi and Slum Department, Delhi Vidyut Board, MTNL, Delhi Jal Board, Gas Authority of India, Irrigation and Flood Control Department, Indian Railways, State Transport Authority, Inland Waterways Authority, Delhi Multimodal Integrated Transport System, Ministry of Urban Development, GNCTD, Transport Authority, etc., who are all involved in doing certain activity using the road. BSNL, MTNL, Airtel, रोड तो खोदनी है ना तार लेकर के जाने के लिए, गैस की पाइपलाइन डालनी है, रोड खोद करके ही लेकर के जाना. So you see the multiplicity of authorities and agencies who are working on a road. This would be, I personally feel that this would be very easily addressed by the PM Gati Shakti program, and the involvement of more and more departments of central government and the state government will certainly help nuisance on the road insofar as construction is concerned. So now coming to the point, the Indian Road Congress, you know about it. It is an apex body within the ministry, constituted sometimes in 1934. Siddharji is sitting here. He would be privy, and I guess most of you should be. If not, then please go back, find out, send someone to Delhi, get the publications of the Indian Road Congress. I will cite a few. They have, the major publications have manual for specifications and standards for 4-laning of highways, codenamed as IRC SP 84209. Manual for planning and development of urban roads and streets. Manual on universal accessibility for urban roads and streets. Guidelines for traffic calming measures in urban and rural areas. Geometric design standards for urban roads and streets. Recommended practice for road delineators. Manual on road safety audit, etc., etc. So when you go through these publications, then you realize that what kind of road should be made in which manner. So whenever they speak about a road, we must all understand this. There has to be a carriageway. There has to be a pavement. And before the pavement, you should have a paved shoulder also on the road. So they have very clearly identified and delineated, published how things should be. But what we get is not what it should be. So how to go about it? Very interesting. And that is what I am going to tell you now. So recently in 2009, the Motor Vehicle Act was amended. A new subsection, 198A, was introduced. सबको मालूम है? Do you know about 198? I'll read it out. 198A. 1. Any designated authority, contractor, consultant or concessionaire responsible for the design or construction or maintenance of the safety standards of the road shall follow such design, construction and maintenance standards as may be prescribed by the central government from time to time. समझ में आई ये बात? Yes, no? 2. Where failure on part of the designated authority, contractor, consultant or concessionaire responsible under subsection 1 to comply with standards for road design, construction and maintenance results in death or disability, such authority or contractor or concessionaire shall be punishable with a fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees, and the same shall be paid to the fund constituted under section 164B. So just imagine, 1 lakh रुपए, 1.5 lakh deaths. 1 lakh रुपए fine, 1.5 lakh death. Do the multiplication. And just imagine what kind of money that would be. So I urge you all that we must think in terms of 198A. We must utilize it. And then only you realize that the road accidents can be reduced. We all know about the Supreme Court Directive 2014, that the Supreme Court desires that the road accidents should be reduced by 50% by 2020. But wo to hua nahi. Then the United Nations spoke about the international decade from 2010 to 2020 for road safety, action on road safety. Nothing happened. Therefore, they extended that decade from 2020 to 2030, and they incorporated it as one of the sustainable goals, goal number 3.6, that all countries should take action to reduce the fatalities on the road by 50%. So I guess this is the right time that we all join together. We think in terms of 198A. The government has already empowered us to ensure that, and the economy we have already calculated in our minds. We are in a position now where we can, together work and find out the causes of these deaths and reduce them. I have already spoken about the causes of certain observation, causes of fatalities. Um, Before I end, I must also tell you about a small study done by, uh, done in, I guess it was in Nigeria. Effect of road markings and traffic signs presence on young driver stress level, eye movement and behavior in night time conditions, a driving simulator study. So what they did was that they took a stretch of about 20 kilometers and asked the drivers to drive the car. So there were certain bends on the road and certain problems, and there were no road signages. And they realized that all drivers in this 20-kilometer stretch would, it was a simulated study, that they would come across an accident. They will crash into something. Subsequently, they created certain road signages on the road. And they realized that as because now that the road was communicating with the driver would take remedial steps to ensure that he complies with the directions given by the road to him. No accidents occurred then. So my thought is very, very clear insofar as reduction in road is concerned. For example, you are here in the academy, and it doesn't take much of a pain for us now to clear air. So in the, हाँ क्लियर है, बिल्कुल करा लीजिए आप प्लीज. शेफाली उनको कम्युनिकेट करो. So we don't take much of a stress insofar as the cleanliness of this academy is concerned, for the simple reason that whosoever visits, and there are close to about 100 people visiting this, staying in this academy almost every week, as because they don't litter, as because you don't litter, I don't have to take much of a pain to keep the academy clean. So my understanding is very, very simple. If you provide courtesies, if you provide directions, if you provide facilities, people will comply with that. So if you have a dustbin here and it's written kindly don't litter, thank you. So you will comply with it. Similarly with the road. If the road speaks to you through the road signs, people will follow that. I think that this is one of the greatest ways through which we can ensure this reduction. We have to comply with the Supreme Court's orders. We have to comply with the United Nations Sustainable Goal. And it is only when we come together in this hall, there are so many police officers, so many academicians, so many road engineers. When we come together and when we together resolve, when we synergize, then only we can achieve these sustainable goals. With those words, thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your words of wisdom will help all the police officers as well all the stakeholders, police officers especially in implementing 198A and other stakeholders in helping police officers in implementation of these Motor Vehicle Amendment Acts. Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Nitin Gadkari, ji, Honorable Minister. शेफाली मैम वीडियो प्लीज़.
बताएगा ना पहले. तो ठीक है, ब्लू कर लाल लाइट बंद कर देते हैं. ठीक तो दिख रहा है मेरे को, तो ठीक दिख रहा है. बंद तो कर दिया ना. ओके, शेफाली कैमरे जो हैं रोल करती रहो और थोड़ा हम लोगों को और जूम करो. ये ठीक है, हम लोगों को जूम कर लो. एक बार जूम आउट करो, पीछे का पर्दा दिखाओ. क्या बोल रहे हैं? नीचे 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 थोड़ा. और नीचे. परफेक्ट.
शेफाली मैम वीडियो स्टार्ट कर दें प्लीज़.
नहीं, अब वीडियो स्टार्ट करने के 10:30 हो गया.
नितिन आप बोल रहे हैं क्या माइक पे? आपका आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा. नहीं, बोल रहे थे भी आपकी इस पे आवाज़ नहीं आ रही.
हम कहाँ अनम्यूटेड है? तीनों लोग ना. शिफाली वीडियो मत छेड़ो, ऑडियो देख लो उधर से ऑफिस से। शिफाली वीडियो नहीं चलाना है कोई भी अभी।
एक मिनट में चेक करवा। हेलो चेक, ऑडियो चेक। हेलो 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 होस्ट,
Yes, hello.
ऑडियो आ रहा है मेरा?
Hello. Yes, you are audible.
हेलो सर, आपको मेरा ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है?
कुणाल लाउड एंड क्लियर।
अंकित भी अब आ रहा है।
ठीक है।
हेलो,
ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है ना मेरा पूरा?
नहीं, आपका हमारी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
लाउड एंड क्लियर।
Yes, it's okay now.
ठीक है भैया।
As soon as our chief guest and special guest joins.
हेलो चेक ऑडियो चेक.
Yes,
मेरा ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है?
yes, हमारी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ सर, आपका ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर
Okay.
है मेरे को.
It's okay.
ठीक है.
Yes, please.
Morning CAPT. This is Vandan Saxena, DIG from BPR&D, the location of the Honorable Minister. Check है ना?
Sir, good morning, sir.
ठीक है? ठीक है? Am I audible there, Gunjan?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Video?
Video is okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
BPR&D to welcome Shri Nitin Jairam Gadkari ji, Honorable Minister of Road Transport Highways, with a planter. And the salt too. I request Sri Balaji Srivastava, IPS Director General, BPR&D, for his opening address. Sir.
Yes. आज के कार्यक्रम का मुख्य अतिथि भारत सरकार के माननीय सड़क परिवहन और राजमार्ग मंत्री महोदय श्री नितिन जयराम गडकरी जी का हृदय से आभार प्रकट करता हूँ। महोदय, आपकी गरिमामयी उपस्थिति से हम गौरवान्वित हैं। आप अपने व्यस्तम कार्यक्रमों के बावजूद इस 5वीं नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन ट्रैफिक टेक्नोलॉजीज में वर्चुअली सम्मिलित होने के हमारे अनुरोध को आपने स्वीकार किया, पर हम आपके बहुत बहुत कृतज्ञ हैं।
मैं आप सभी को यह भी अवगत कराना चाहूंगा, माननीय केंद्रीय गृह सचिव जी श्री अजय कुमार भल्ला साहब G20 के शेड्यूल्ड प्रोग्राम्स के कारण सर वो नहीं आ पाए हैं और उन्होंने अपनी क्षमा प्रार्थी भी हैं इस सिलसिले में। सर महोदय, सेंट्रल एकेडमी फॉर पुलिस ट्रेनिंग भोपाल में आयोजित यातायात प्रौद्योगिकी के इस 5वें राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन में मैं हम सभी डेलीगेट्स का स्वागत करते हैं और मुझे विश्वास है कि CAPT जैसा साझा मंच पर अनुभवों के आदान प्रदान से हम सभी समृद्ध होंगे और सतत विकास के लक्ष्यों को हासिल करने में हमें अत्यंत मदद मिलेगी। महोदय, जैसे कि विदित है कि माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस पहल को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट कमेटी ऑन रोड सेफ्टी का गठन किया है। यह समिति भारत में सड़क सुरक्षा को बढ़ावा देने के उपाय कर रही है और इसी क्रम में मोटर वाहन अधिनियम 2019 में संशोधन भी किया गया है, जिसमें अधिक कड़े प्रावधानों को भी शामिल किया गया है। महोदय, मेरा ये मानना है कि पुलिस, सड़क निर्माण एजेंसियों और परिवहन विभाग जैसे यातायात के क्षेत्र में सभी हितधारकों को एक दूसरे के साथ समन्वय से काम करना चाहिए, जिससे सड़क दुर्घटनाओं और फेटिलिटीज की संख्या कम हो सके। मैं इस महत्वपूर्ण सम्मेलन को आयोजित करने में CAPT भोपाल के प्रयासों की सराहना करता हूं और एक बार पुनः भारत सरकार के माननीय सड़क परिवहन और राजमार्ग मंत्री महोदय श्री नितिन जयराम गडकरी जी का उनकी ओजस्वी एवं प्रेरणादायी उपस्थिति के लिए हृदय से आभारी हूं। महोदय, आपका उद्बोधन न केवल हमारे मार्गदर्शन करेगा बल्कि यहाँ सम्मेलन में आए सभी डेलीगेट्स को बेहतर कार्य करने के लिए प्रोत्साहित भी करेगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद सर।
Thank you, sir. Now I will start with the words of Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Jairam Gadkari ji, that without infrastructure there can be no industry, and without industry there cannot be capital investment, and without capital investment there cannot be employment potential. A world-class infrastructure is the way to achieve a 5 trillion economy. And by the end of 2024, our road infrastructure will be equal to the US road infrastructure. So these are the words of our chief guest today, Sri Nitin Jairam Gadkari ji. I will request him to for his keynote address. Sir.
Namaskar. Shri Balaji Srivastava, Director General, Bureau of Police Research and Development. Mr. Pravan Srivastava, Director, Central Academy of Police Training. Distinguished dignitaries, invitees, and all my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to be speaking virtually at the 5th National Conference on Traffic Technology, organized by Central Academy for Police Training, Bhopal. I congratulate the director and his team at the Training Academy for organizing this 2 days conference on a very important theme of road safety. It is a great opportunity for me to address top stakeholders, police officials, engineers, academicians, RTOs, vehicle manufacturers, highway authorities, insurance professionals, and NGO in the traffic domain under one roof. Friends, today I am here to highlight a very critical problem which is being faced by our society. Every year, around 1.5 lakh people die and more than 3 lakh people are injured in 5 lakh road crashes. Unfortunately, India is ranked at the top in the world in the list of road crashes. 70% of these accident deaths are in the working age group of 18 to 35 years. This is very serious. The road accidents put a heavy socio-economic burden on the society and the nation as a whole, losing about 3% of GDP. So many families are destroyed and people are pushed in a state of deep poverty. Being the transport minister, I am very much sensitive and serious for the subject, and the total road length is not to be the priority for me, but the safety of the people is my topmost priority. My vision is to achieve a 50% reduction in road accident deaths by 2025 and zero accident deaths in the country by 2030. I am confident that the exchange of experience at a common platform like CAPT will enrich us all and will result in achieving the goal of zero fatalities in the country. Since the forum has multiple stakeholders, we have to understand the road safety is a joint responsibility of everyone. All levels of the government, police, municipal corporation, NGOs, and citizens have to jointly come together for this. Since this webinar is focused on police training, I would like to appeal to all my friends in the police force that you all are primarily responsible for enforcing the laws. Recently in 2019, we have amended the Motor Vehicle Act in the Parliament, using which we are doing multiple reforms in the field of road and vehicle engineering, enforcement, education and emergency and medical care. Before enforcing laws, we have to understand the road safety is largely a behavior issue in India. To address this issue, I got the opportunity to be a part of day-long campaign with Shri Amitabh Bachchan ji. It is necessary for us to equally understand the issues being faced by the public before enforcing the laws. To identify these issues, we must choose advanced electronic devices for higher precision and accuracy. To give you an example, that lane driving and proper enforcement of the lane laws is a big problem in India. After identifying this issue, I directed my department to issue an order for enforcing lane discipline, which has been sent to all state governments, and it is now our regulations which are a major reason behind accidents. Very soon, my ministry will also issue a policy on roads signage, and there will be a signage across the national highway just like European standards, and which will help a driver to drive in a particular lane. These signages can also be put up by traffic police department in city and municipal areas to minimize the accidents, and you can play a big role in doing this. One more area where you can play a crucial role is implementing the Good Samaritan law. Under the law, any person who helps the accident victims and provides them medical help is required to be protected from any sort of police questioning and or harassment. The golden hour treatment immediately after the accident is very critical. After the accident, and this law is aimed at ensuring that people come forward and help victims without the fear of any harassment. This is very important. The police department should organize awareness campaigns about not only this law, but about all other aspects of road safety, as it will greatly increase the confidence of the people to come forward on this social campaign. Our large youth population needs to be sensitized and educated for road safety awareness, sense of responsibility and driving manners. There has to be a systematic education and campaign starting from the school level to inculcate safe and responsible behavior on the road. We must adopt responsible behavior and defensive driving on the roads for saving our and other road users' life. The technology can play an important role in this. A real-time monitoring system is required so that every driver knows that the moment they break the traffic rule, their offense would be captured in the system and a challan will be raised. Adoption of ITS and artificial intelligence-based technology and tools is to be need of the day to effectively monitor, manage, and enforce traffic operations. We are installing Advanced Traffic Manufacturing System (ATMS) on national highways to provide commuters a smoother and safer travel experience. It facilitates integrated data collection through electronic sensors. Long-range radars and communication through optical fiber cables is very important. I have launched a first intelligent transportation system (ITS) on 6-lane Eastern Peripheral Express Highway near Ghaziabad. I encourage use of AI-based solution for high-priority areas like forensic post-crash investigation and enforcement of lane discipline on national highway. The patterns of accident due to the black spots, fatigue indicators, and slip detections for drivers. Advanced vehicle collision avoidance system is very important. The artificial intelligence powered drones can be used for forensic level into investigation of road accidents. I had the opportunity to launch a project called Raste by Intel in Nagpur. Under this project, Nagpur city buses will be equipped with advanced driver assistance system. This AI-based system gives an alert to the driver few seconds before any collision and avoids accident due to collision. We have successfully incorporated the FASTag system at toll plaza and working towards enabling ANR-based tolling, which will facilitate real-time taking of vehicles. Vehicle safety benefits can be further. अरे बेटा थोड़ा स्पीड कमी कर रहा तू. With the help of technology, we can enforce the illegal and road parking, side parking of the vehicle in the cities. All this automation and digitalization initiation aim to improve mobility, enhance safety, and enable real-time accident management. Friendly, the human touch with technology is very important. Our social consciousness, social awareness, and common social responsibility are extremely important. Insurance companies are directly beneficiaries of saved life. Hence, these companies can extend their cooperation and divert funds to various road safety interventions. The private capital mobilization through social bonds, sustainability-linked bonds, and policy of CSR funds can be widely used for the road safety improvement efforts. After all of my friends, we have lost more lives in road accident death than the COVID pandemic, and it is high time for all of us to act jointly towards this issue. I am confident that in these 2 days, all the participants will have fruitful learning and advanced technology demonstration, and which would be helpful to tackle their road safety problem successfully. The government is positively looking for your suggestions, recommendations, and cooperation to improve the road safety scenario in the country. I am confident that the awareness and education on road safety at all levels, collaboration and contribution from all stakeholders will help to achieve the goal of zero accident death in the country. With these words, I am really thankful to Central Academy of Police Training Bhopal for inviting me for this program. Again, I am happy. And lastly, one request I will be making to all of you. that social consciousness, social sensitiveness is very important. We are the highest in the road accidents in the world. And the people who are now, actually the number of deaths is 150,000. And the majority young people, engineering people, doctor, talented youth from 18 to 35. The 60% of death belongs to the youth people. Somewhere the family which are facing good problem because of their young talented young boy in the house, they have to lose. It's really a very serious problem. I have also faced a road accident. My request to all of you that positivity, self-initiative, to take an initiative in how we can stop the road accident and how we can save the life of the people is very important, and that is to be a sensitive subject. I feel that the people like you, with your sensitive approach, with your initiative, you can take many initiatives by taking collaboration of all the stakeholders. You can support actively NGOs, educational institutions. You can improve the system regarding giving license to the people. Now we are also in a process of making a system that before giving any license, there will be e-learning process. E-learning examination will be there, and after that, they will get the license. It is the time for all of us to convince the people and the society by and large that how we can change the human behavior. The helmet is very important for saving the life of the people. If the red signal is there, people should stop. If you can take some social initiative with the collaboration of educational institutions, schools, teachers, universities, and NGOs, it is also to be a great thing for the country. You are all well-disciplined people. We are very much proud of you because your discipline is really ideal for the society. I feel that this is the time that the training is very important. Prabodhan, Prashikshan, and by which we need to have trained the people. And that is the reason that we have to train the police officers. At the same time, we have to try to taking the cooperation of NGOs, society, the government system, the educational institutions, colleges, schools, even for students also, you can plan the program. In some of the program, our Red Safety Council is ready to give you the financial support. With your initiative in your police station, if you can cooperate with the people and taking initiative for organizing the program for the road safety, it can be a great thing. It is not only a government subject, it is a social subject. And here we are facing a lot of problem. I personally have accident in the red light car with the police commando in 2004. I face all the problem. So I experience about it. I always feel that this is really a bad time in my life. We can save this type of incident of many people by taking previous measure, and by which organizing the people and educate them, and we can change their human behavior. The first of all, no one is perfect and no one can claim that he is perfect. Uttam, Adhik Uttam, Sarvottam up to infinity. We need to catch the infinity. And here, your role is very, very important. Your social consciousness, the subject which is touching to your heart. This is the time that your active participation, your sumoto initiative is very, very important. From my ministry, from Road Safety Council, we are ready to give you the financial support. We are making good roads. We are now increasing the speed, but at the same time, we have to train the drivers and we have to train them and to change their human behavior. And we need the cooperation from the all stakeholders of the society. मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि मुझे आपको इंटरेक्ट करने का मौका मिला. ये सब्जेक्ट इज़ वेरी टचिंग टू माई हार्ट, क्योंकि मैं इसकी गंभीरता को अनुभव कर चुका हूँ. मैं यही भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि जो अनेक परिवारों में जिनका यंग लड़का लड़की गुजर जाने से दुख निर्माण हुआ है, 3.45% जीडीपी का लॉस हुआ है, और गरीबी, भुखमरी और बेरोजगारी और उसमें इस प्रकार के एक्सीडेंट से परिवार बर्बाद हुआ है. हम सब लोग मिलकर इस संकट को हम उसको स्वीकार करें और हम ऐसा प्रयास करें कि हमारे समाज को और देश को इस संकट से मुक्ति दे. केवल सरकार के कानून से ये काम नहीं हो पाएगा, ये समाज के सभी स्टेक होल्डर के सहयोग से होगा. और उसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट स्टेक होल्डर है पुलिस, आरटीओ ऑफिसर्स, और हमारे गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम। और मेरा विश्वास है कि आपकी पॉजिटिविटी के साथ, सहयोग के साथ हम निश्चित रूप से हम होंगे कामयाब। मैं ये विश्वास रखता हूँ कि आज हमें ठीक है कि हमारे रिजल्ट्स, हमारे परिणाम उत्साही नहीं है। मैं अक्सर पब्लिकली एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ कि ये एक फील्ड है कि जिसमें मेरे डिपार्टमेंट को और मुझे जो सफलता मिलनी चाहिए वो नहीं मिली है। इसका कारण यही होगा कि शायद हमारे प्रयास कम पड़े होंगे। आप सबके सहयोगों से, आप सबको सहकार्य से हम और प्रयास बढ़ाएंगे, कोशिश करेंगे, लोगों की जान बचाएंगे। एजुकेशन, इमरजेंसी सर्विस, इसके साथ साथ रोड इंजीनियरिंग, ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग, और इन सब में हम आपको मदद करेंगे। इतना ही विश्वास देते हुए फिर से एक बार आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हुए, आपके उज्जवल भविष्य की कामना करते हुए मैं अपनी बात को समाप्त करता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. It will help all the stakeholders to achieve your aim in zero accident death and reduction of road accidents up to 50% in the country. May I now request Sri Balaji Srivastava, DG BPR&D, to present memento to Honorable Chief Guest.
ऍडजस्ट करा ना, तू कसे आणले रे पुढे, कुठून आणले ते बरोबर नाही आहे, कोण आणले काय कळत नाही संकेत।
Now I request you all.
Thank you. और एक त्रिपुरा में शुरू कर रहे हैं सर, and each of them is a center of excellence for some.
सर एक बार आपके व्हीकल्स को इलेक्ट्रिक पर कन्वर्ट कर, डीजल से बहुत पोल्यूशन होता है, इससे आपका सेविंग भी होगा और अच्छे क्वालिटी के टाटा और महिंद्रा के आगे सर। और अभी सरकार ने ऑर्डर निकाला 15।
Now I request you all to stand up in honor of national anthem, please. अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा, तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। Thank you, everybody. Now I request you all to join us for group photo, followed by high tea.